Hi everyone, we're now going to do a demo on the new Google search feature that Executive Pulse has added to all of the BC Business Counts community system. This will make it easier for you to be able to add company information into your database. And Laith, I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks, Dale. And Dale, if I miss anything today, please feel free to chime in.
I'll do that.
So what I like about this feature, Dale, is not only is it, in my mind, an automation and convenience feature, and we have a lot of those in the CRM these days, but what I really like about this feature is it's very intuitive and easy to use. Now, we're in Silicon Valley today. We're going to be using, I'm going to do my best not to show you any specific company information in their system as we go through the two webinars today, or the two how-tos today, but I want to use their system because I kind of know where things are in this system. I've been doing some training with these folks recently, and this is a system that is familiar to me. But to use the Google search feature, all you have to do is go to the add menu, and you're going to go to the company app or the company widget. And in all of our BC systems now, you will notice that there is a new button underneath the company name that is a Google search function. And what we have basically done is we partnered, for those of you that are curious about this, we've partnered with a firm out of the UK, and we are basically teaming up with them and using their search capabilities. And that these search capabilities, by the way, are not limited to just the US or Canada and North America. They can provide this functionality across the globe. But what we are really doing here is we are using their Google Search API, their integration with Google Search, to allow us at Executive Pulse to give our clients the ability to very easily pull back or find information that up to this point in time you would have to be entering manually. So there's a couple of things that I like about this feature. I mentioned the ease of use options here, but what I also like about this is this really stems kind of any sort of data mismanagement or data hygiene issues. Because typically for many of you, what you'd be doing is essentially looking up a local business and trying to transpose that information from a Google search into the CRM. This really saves you a lot of that kind of hassle. So I'm going to use this feature. Before I do that, I just want to mention to you that if I were going to do this manually, if I were going to create a company placeholder or tombstone information for a company manually, I'd have to fill in the company name, the status, their geographic area, and I could, with those three fields, if I come down and hit save and complete, I'm going to be creating a tombstone kind of placeholder, what we like to call a digital file folder or a portfolio entry for that business. Really think of it as nothing more than a digital file folder in the system for that business. The Google search feature is going to allow me to grab that type of information very easily. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in, I'm looking for Harold Street Cafe. Now, I want to mention something to everybody. The way that this feature works is it starts at your geographic home base. I'm talking to all of you today from the States, specifically from Pennsylvania. This really wants to start the search in my local area because it knows based on my internet protocol or my IP address where I'm coming from. And I'm really looking for a business that's in British Columbia. But nevertheless, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the Google search. So I put the name of the business in, and instead of me putting in additional fields of information, I'm going to put in and run the Google search. Notice, by the way, that we are still using the algorithms that many of you that are familiar with the platform understand and know about. And that is, the system is already checked and said, this company is not currently, this business is currently not existing within the confines of the CRM. This is Harold Street Cafe in Slocum, BC. This is the one I'm interested in. So Google search has found the one that I want. There's only one. By the way, if there are multiple matches, you'll see them here. And when I click, The system is giving me a gut check and saying, is this what you're interested in? And do you want to copy this entry? And again, I mentioned when we kicked this off a few minutes ago, what I like about this feature is if you know how to run a Google search, and everybody on the webinar I'm certain does, or maybe you're using Bing or another search engine, but you all understand generally how to conjure up a search. It's as simple as putting in the name of the business in this example, saying you want to run the Google search. So it's highly intuitive. Once I get the composite or the DNA information, the system is giving me this pop-up gut check and then saying, do you want to copy this information? And then simply all I have to do from here is click copy, and this is going to post that information. Now, as in terms of how we have data structured across BC and all the BC systems, I still have to tell the system that they are an existing business and the geographic bucket that they're going in here. So in this case, I would basically put in that they're in Slocum proper in this example. So I put in 2 additional fields of information, but you can see I've got full address information here. I even have notes information. So depending on the notes that the business has provided to Google or the information that Google has, it's going to pre-populate the notes. And then for me to lock this in, all I have to do is hit save and complete. And that's as simple as using this feature. I took a heck of a lot more time describing this than what any of you is going to do to find information in the system. Again, we found all of this under ad, under company. I'm going to leave this page and repost this. And all you have to do is put in the company's name or the information that you're looking for and hit Google search, and the system is going to do the rest for you. Dale, that's really as simple as this feature is to the CRM. And again, this has been applied for every single one of your members. Every BC system now has this integrated Google search tool, thanks to you.
Thanks, Leith. It is a great tool, and I've used it as well. And the one thing that I know that Harold's Cafe doesn't have that is probably a website address. I believe it does pull up website addresses. I did one this morning for a business in Penticton, and it pulled up the website address, and it inserts that into the website as well. I think it's a very useful tool, and I do believe it will help the communities as they start to populate their databases in the system. So thanks very much for adding this for us, and it'll be a great feature. Thanks very much, everyone. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us or use the help button on the screen, and you can contact technical support, and they will help you if you're faced with any challenges. So again, thank you, and